Hi, thank you for joining me. Welcome back. Today we're going to be painting this little winter scene. It's quite simple, but I'll go through it with you, and let's get started. So I just set this aside, and hope you've had a decent week. It's I can't believe we're in December. It's remarkable, really, that it's not long now before the big day, is it? Anyway, I'll stop chattering and let's get on. Now, what I'm going to do is using my size 6 Princeton round, I'm just going to wet the paper, and I'm just going to put an arc in, a watermark in there, just so when I drop my paint in, it gives me a really nice diffused look. Now I'm just dropping the watercolour paint in because I just want it to just do its thing, and I want it to find that line. Now I'm struggling a bit to see my waterline. Oh yeah, I've just got it. And then I'm just going to touch a little bit of cerulean blue in there, just to lighten it up a bit. And I'm literally just with a very watery paint, consistency of paint. I'm just dropping that in, okay, just like so. Now, if you want to, you don't have to. You can tilt your paper, and you'll get some really interesting results when you do this. I'm just going to take the excess. Can you see it's all puddling there? I'm just going to take a paper tissue, paper towel, and just catch that, okay, because I don't really want it puddling up excessively. So I'm just taking that, just running it across like so. Now, if you're happy with that, you can leave that there, but I think I would like to warm the sky up just a little bit. Now I've got some pink and some purple on my tray. Now I'm just going to drop that in, okay. I'm just dropping that in. Actually, I'm going to swap to a size 6 because the size 4 wasn't giving me the coverage that I wanted. So just grab a bit of that pinky purpley colour, and I'm just dropping it in, okay, just to make it a little bit more interesting, because in the winter's time you get some fantastic skies, don't we? It's quite amazing, really. Now if you want to go a little bit bluer, you can drop a little bit more in there. You know, just keep dropping the paint in until you feel, yeah, I've got enough. I'm happy with the coverage that I'm getting. Now I'm tilting again, just because I want to get all angles. I really want to get that paint that I've put down. I really want them to mingle together and give me an interesting look. Again, I'm going to just get my tissue and just catch that, just so I haven't got so much puddling. There we go. Now I am looking, I'm going to swap that out for my other set of paints, because the aquamarine that I have in this, in my Rembrandt set. I don't have in my other one. So let me just reintroduce some water in here, because I just really want to get a little bleed going up there. Now I'm just going to drop in. This is with my size 4 Japanese watercolour brush. It's quite a nice pointy brush. Now on my tray I've got some really dark blue on here. So I'm just following that horizon line in there. Then I'm going back to my size 4 round. I'm just going to add a little bit more of that glorious ultramarine. And again, I'm just dropping this in. Just dropping this in. Now, I'm not happy with that line that's there, so I'm just going to take that out. Okay. Now, I'm going to go into indigo blue, and I'm going to drop some really intense blue in there now. Okay. And I'm just going to follow that horizon line up with this very intense indigo blue. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the my paper around, and I am going to blot out, because that's kind of going a little bit not where I really want it. So I'm just going to move that. Don't be afraid to get your brush in and move it around, okay? Don't be afraid to do that, because it's fine to do that. Okay, and as you can see, we've got a bit of an undulating line. That's perfect. That's exactly what we want. Now, I'm going to go in with my size 4 Japanese watercolour brush. Now, I'm just going to catch it here, and I'm going to do a V. That's all it is. It's kind of like an upside down. There you go. It's a V shape. And then what we're going to do is we're going to get our brush with some water, and we're just going to diffuse it out a little bit. Okay? Just to soften that hard line up. And then again, very carefully with our indigo blue, we're just going to drop in some stronger marks. Okay, just like so. Let the water and the paint do its thing. It will really give you a really good effect. Now, I'm not overly keen in this, because I had a little bit too much water on here, and hasn't given me the effect that I wanted. So I'm going to go back into indigo blue, and I'm just going to drop, and I'm taking it up a little bit further. I just want to give the illusion of a tree line. Okay. Just dance your brush around, and there's no hard and fast rules. We're just playing. Just keep some nice darker values, tonal values down at the bottom here. Okay. Now, if you want to bring it up a little higher, absolutely. Let's bring that up a little bit higher, because when it dries, it will dry lighter. Now, because the the watercolour paper is really nice and damp, the paint's finding the watercolour paper, and it's finding its way up. Now, we can't do anything with this one at the moment because it's still wet, but if you want to, you can absolutely leave it like this, and when it's dry you could splatter with some white paint, but that's entirely up to you. That would make a very nice winter scene if you just want to leave it like that. But I'm going to set this one aside because I need it to dry, and this is one that's already dried, and as you can see, it's nice and dry. Now what we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting in a lone tree. Now I'm using my Japanese watercolor brush. Now what I suggest you do is, just for composition, just put your line in where you kind of want your tree to go, and then just, you can decide how high you want your tree and how many branches you want coming out of. It'll give you it'll be more forgiving, and I think you'll feel more comfortable if you do that. And then you can, you can see it, and if you don't like it, you can rub it out and try again. But if not, then just go straight, work straight in with your paint. Now I'm going into indigo blue, and what I'm going to do is just take my brush up, and I'm not thinking this is a tree. I'm just making these really lovely marks, these very, very dark marks in. Now once you've put your paint down, you can then drop in some paint, and it will find its way where you've already been. So it gives you a thicker, thinner kind of feel. So again, I'm just putting these very spidery, I suppose, branches in. Now I'm going into my 3 liner or dagger brush. This makes some fantastic, very, very thin, wispy, and as you can see, it really does give us some really nice, very thin branches, and this is what we're looking for. We're looking for different thicknesses in our tree. We kind of want to give different values in the way that the tree is growing. So I'm just going to drop a little bit more in there because I kind of want to make it more solid there. And again, I'm just going to drop a little bit more in there, and I'm just going to put a little bit, just thicken it up a little bit in some areas. Now my paint was still a little bit wet there, which was lovely because it really helped me, because it's caught the paint beautifully. Now if you want to, you can leave it there, or you can carry on going in darker if you want to. Now it's totally up to you. Just keep working it in until you feel, yeah, I'm happy with that. This is exactly what I want. Because you can always put more on, more you can always put more of the branches on, but it is difficult to take them out. You know, you can, I have to stop myself because I get a bit carried away. And I'm just going to put a thicker branch in there for no particular reason. I just fancied doing one, and I'm just going to just see how it's looking, and then you can you know, you can soften it up, or you can put a harder line in. It's totally up to you. Absolutely is. Now, I think I'm going to leave it there. It looks quite cold, doesn't it? It does look like it's a winter scene, which is brilliant, because that's what we're striving for. Just going to put a few of these sturdier, but don't get caught up in overworking your painting, because it would just ruin it. So when you're happy with that, I would wait for your paint to dry a little bit more, but I'm going to get my new Winsor & Newton Polar White ink, and I'm just going to give it a splatter, okay, and just give it a splatter. Now you can have as much snow or as little as you want, really. It's totally up to you, but there you go. And there we have it. There's our soft little watercolour, winterscape watercolour. I do hope you give it a go. It's very lovely to do, and nice and relaxing. And if you've got a few that you want to send as greeting cards or as just as little notelets, you know, they do lend themselves very much to do this. I'll bring the other one into shot so you can see how different my backgrounds are. There you go. There's the two of them. So take care and hope to see you again soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye.